It really is a first-hand deep immersion into conservation. Probably one of the most amazing moments that did happen on this trip was when we went to the school and we got to bring the meat that we hunted and harvested to the children. Every time I look at that trophy when I get home, I'm gonna remember all the children that got fed. I'm gonna remember the money that was behind it that went to the rhinos. And it's such a massive operation. How do you keep this going? It has to be financially super costly.
Well, unfortunately, the income that we get from hunting, unfortunately, doesn't cover our total expenditure on the rhino and on keeping everything together here. So I have to subsidize it a lot, and so that's the challenge really. Is to make this sustainable in the long run. Because I need somebody to take this over one day and continue, and without subsidies or putting in their own money.
I know you put a good chunk of your own money into this as well.
Yes, and you know what? I'll do it again tomorrow. But yeah, the real challenge is to get it to be sustainable.
Right. So what can we do? How can we make sure this legacy lives on?
Well, I think if hunters have a different approach when it comes to choosing where they're going to hunt, if they not only look at the price of the packages that they selecting, but that they also make sure that there's a conservation value and a socio-economic impact in the hunt, then they will help not only us, but a lot of places that's really making a difference. A lot of reserves that's trying their utmost to protect rhinos. Yeah, we almost have 400 rhino now, and our herd is breeding well, and in a couple of years' time we'll almost have 500 rhino. And with that success, unfortunately, comes the bigger burden of caring for more and more rhinos, and cost increasing if we don't address the root cause of poaching, so that rhinos could be safe in the wild again. We definitely gonna have a hard time. The root cause of poaching is the fact that we're not allowed to trade internationally with rhino horn. If something are not done to change that, I can't see how rhinos are going to survive in future. Yeah, and the last thing we want to see is that rhinos go extinct because people made bad decisions. It would be so sad, because if there's one species that can pay for its own survival, it's rhino.
Exactly.
And if we get that wrong, there's a lot of other species that is also going to go extinct because we're going to get that wrong as well.
Right.
So it's almost the best example of what conservation could be.
Right.
If you look at the difference between private and state-owned properties and how well rhino is doing on private properties, and how their numbers are declining in the state reserves like Kruger National Park, that have basically lost 80% of their rhino in the last 10 years. Most of the rhinos, almost 70% now, is in the hands of private rhino owners. And as you know, we are not subsidized. We have to find ways to make it sustainable by hunting and bringing people out here, etc.
Well, somebody who's watching who doesn't have the money to come here and visit, what can they do to feel like they're helping to save the rhinos?
There's so much that people can do, from adopting a baby rhino and paying for the raising of that baby rhino, sponsoring a ranger, buying boots or clothing, or paying for that. There's really a lot of things that people can do, and that would make a difference for our guys and would help our cause.
And where can they find that information? On your website?
On our website, rockwoodconservation.com.